Hello, Diary of a Mom here once again. So, it was my mom's birthday over the weekend, and I'm so excited. I'm so grateful to God that um, she's alive to see another year because she's been through a lot in the past, years. And so I was just thinking of, some lessons that I've learned from my mom, and I just decided to come share those lessons with you. So I'll be sharing three lessons I learned from my mom. Three lessons I learned from my mom. The very first lesson I learned as my mom, as a woman, and it's working for me now, is to never be careless as a woman, especially as a mother. My mom, by God's grace, was never a careless mother. She was careful in everything she did, knowing that she is a mother, and then she would always say to me, even after I became a mom, that I need to pay attention when you're cooking in the kitchen. Don't be careless when you have children around. You can't be too careful with hot stuff. And even while we're growing up, when we decided acting like we've come of age, we're big girls, my mom would say, God knows that me. I have tried my best. I have raised you up in my own way. And really, when we were growing up, my mom never gave chances. She never trusted. Not that she was very suspicious, but my mom could never just trust that somebody was family enough not to harm our daughters or our children. So she was never that carefree with us, with any, especially people of the opposite sex. She maintained her guard. She was always at, alert, and God was faithful to her. So when we were growing up as teenagers, and you know how those parols would go. So my mom would be like, okay, oh, I have done my part. I have raised you. God knows I have done my part. So any child that now waka anyhow and does anything, at least now you are matured enough, you will not say that it was your mom that was careless, that didn't raise you well. So I really appreciated that about my mom, and even as a mom now, by God's grace, I try to be very, very careful. I don't want to be a careless mom. I don't want to take chances. So number one lesson I learned from my mom is not to be a careless mother. Yes, the number two lesson I learned from my mom is the art. Yes, we say art, ART, or act of entertaining visitors. Oh God, my mom was so good at making people feel welcome in our home, especially if somebody's coming to sleep over. She would even tell me, when you're having a visitor around, make sure that you leave a water flask in their room with hot water. Some visitors may want to drink tea, and then they don't know how to tell you, they don't want to disturb you, so make sure that you have like a flask of hot water in their room. Make sure you have a bottle of water as well in their room. Make sure you have beverages in their room. They will need something, and they don't want to disturb you as their guest, as their host. My mom would leave wrapper. She always has those things extra when somebody's coming, toothbrush. So even now, as a married woman, I can go and visit my mom without taking anything. Yes, because I know that by God's grace, when I get there, I will be well sorted. I'll see clothes to wear. I'll see wrapper to use. There will be towel. There will be toothbrush. And so I've always now, as a grown woman, also I try to replicate that, to make visitors feel welcome, entertain guests well when they come visiting. I mean, when we're growing up, you can't come to our house and not be entertained, like, not. My mom would just say, Chetty for any kini con, Chetty. She was just someone like that, and it's one lesson that I've picked from her, and I'm trusting and believing God to do better at. Okay, yes. And the third lesson, there are so many lessons, but for today I'm just sharing three of those lessons. The third lesson I learned from my mom is to always appreciate the little things, the little gifts. My mom, she was one that told me that she never considers any gift too small, that even if someone gives her 200 naira, that it is something. That 200 naira is an addition to her. It's not her money. Somebody gave her. And so that 200 naira, you could either use it to as transportation fare. You can buy recharge card. And since she taught me that lesson stayed with me. I never consider any gift too small. She taught me to always appreciate people. When you do something for me, if I see you the next time, the next day, I'll say, oh, thanks for the other day. I'll be so grateful. I'll be so expressive. It's not because, yes, I don't know how to really put it. It's just the way I've been brought up to always appreciate things. So when you do things for me and I'm thanking you and thanking you, don't look at me like, what did I do for her? It's not just that small thing. I learned that from my mom. Always appreciate the little gestures, the little things people do for you. Don't consider the gifts too small. There is no small gifts anywhere. So I just thought, why keep this to myself? Somebody can be blessed through these lessons. And I also want to hear from you. You may want to drop in the comments what lesson you learned from your mom. Thank you.